Hey fangirls and boys, this is Natalie and you're watching Whole Lotta Love, and this video is a get ready with me where I try a few new products. Mainly I try the Lime Crime Prelude Palettes. I have the exposed one here. I also have the chroma one, which you'll see in the video, and I try a couple of complexion products from the Colourpop Pretty Fresh line. So if you are interested in kind of catching up with me, I haven't posted a video in a really long time. So in this one, it's a little more casual, just catching up, having fun with makeup, trying some new things, you know, kind of like a first impressions, but not so serious. So if you are interested in seeing how I got this look and how some of these new products perform, if you are interested in seeing that, then keep on watching. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I've already primed my lids and done my eyebrows, and I'm going to start to create a transition on my eyes and start my eye look. So I'm gonna play with these palettes here. This is the Lime Crime Prelude Exposed palette. I also am gonna dip into probably the Prelude Chroma palette, but this one seems like it's a little more neutral, so I can kind of start to build the look with this one first, the Exposed. And I really love the packaging on these. It's so pretty. It's reminiscent of the Venus palettes, except this is like kind of like a different Venus figure, and I don't know if you can see it, but like her little privates are like covered with like these little like metallic leaves, like her little privates here, and then the little angel one. I think that's just really cute. I think it's beautiful packaging. It's sleek enough, and it does come with a mirror, even though it is like the cardboard box. It's very, you know, it's typical Lime Crime, and I think it looks good. I think I'm gonna start with the shade Flesh right here. It's just like a peachy, beigey light transition shade. So how's everybody doing? This is my first time filming in a few months. And I just got like the real desire to like play with some makeup. Like I collect so much makeup and I don't really wear a lot of makeup to work, so I don't get to use my makeup nearly as much as I want to. And I always want to film with it, but then I'm just kind of like, oh, then I'm gonna have full face makeup and I'm not even going out. It's like a whole, you know, big to do. And preparing for videos, I don't know if any of you film, but actually preparing to start a video takes like almost an hour, I want to say, like getting all the stuff together, you know, kind of doing the brows, like doing the base, whatever you're doing before to your face, and just getting everything ready is a whole task onto itself. So for me, you know, I'm not doing this professionally, so it's just easy enough for me to be like, you know, I'm gonna chill on this for a while, which kind of sucks because I actually really do enjoy doing it. So I'm back. And I just want to kind of do it for the love of it. I don't want to kind of feel that pressure to like grow my channel and, you know, constantly film. I just want to try to do it when I want to do it and do it more regularly because I want to play with makeup a little more often. So far so good with this transition shade. I'm going to take my OCC tapered blending brush and go into the shade Nude. And I'm going to put that more in my crease. Both of these palettes have a few deep matte shades, but like this palette is the only one that seems to have like decent like transition and creasy kind of shades. So, but they're pretty. They're very, you know, neutral, very practical shades. So I'm just gonna build out. So how's everybody's year starting off? Mine, I had a lot of goals and a lot of things I wanted to do, but kind of typical. It just kind of continued on like another year. I am, you know, very happy and very blessed with things, so I'm just kind of trying to chill and be grateful and, you know, like just enjoy life for what it is. You know, I have a beautiful home, I have a good job, you know, great husband, just trying to really take all of that in. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the recent makeup launches, which have been a complete shit show even for me, and I'm usually really good about getting makeup that I want when it launches, and I kind of know how to work the system, but I kind of messed up this time. So the two launches that I'm thinking of are the Colourpop.x Sailor Moon collaboration launch and the Jeffree Star Bloodlust collection launch. They kind of launched one day after another, and the Colourpop one kind of really sold out really fast, and I was just having some issues, and I was trying to put other things in my cart, so I kind of made the rookie mistakes of not just grabbing exactly what I wanted, which was like pretty much the full collection, just getting out of there. They didn't have Afterpay, which I wanted to do, which kind of threw me off, and by the time I was able to figure everything out, I couldn't get the blushes. I was able to get the palettes, one of the lip sets, and one of the glitters. So I definitely want to get the blushes when they restock it. I'm sure they'll restock it soon. It's just like a matter of patience, which I completely lack. But the packaging for the Sailor Moon collection is absolutely beautiful. I wasn't huge into Sailor Moon, but I definitely want to get into it. I know like when I was kind of like in high school and growing up and things like that, like I knew a lot of people who were into it. I just never got into it personally, but the packaging is really cute and the colors in the collection look really awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this. Now I'm going into the Chroma Prelude palette by Lime Crime, and I'm going to go into the shade over here. It's called Cypress. So I'm just going to take this and put this on the outer corner just to deepen things up. So that's what I have going on this eye so far. I feel like Lime Crime shadows always perform really, really beautifully. They have this new collection coming out called the Fairy Garden Collection, which looks absolutely beautiful. There's some creamy looking foily single eyeshadows and some cool looking like colorful liquid highlight type things and a couple of other things. I know they do like some they're doing some special hair colors, which I wish I could rock those, but I can't because of my job. But I'm really excited about that collection. I feel like their makeup really never disappoints. Like everything I try is like really, really good. And the colors are really unique, the packaging's really unique. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into the shade Saturn over here in the Chroma palette. So I'm just gonna dip into this here and I'm gonna wet my brush just to make it extra. Like these seem like some pretty nice foils on their own, but I'm just gonna amp it up with some Avion facial spray. Put this on my lid. That's really, really gorgeous. I don't know if you can see that. It looks awesome so far. Yeah, so the Jeffree Star Bloodlust launch. Also, the packaging is amazing. Jeffree Star, like I know for the Bloodlust palette, he said like he wants his palettes to be like albums. Like it's really cool, like what he's doing. So I went to the Morphe store to get the palette. I got the palette and I got a couple of the glosses. 2 of the glosses, I think there's like 4 or 5 in the launch, but 2 were already sold out. Luckily the palette wasn't sold out, so I got that. The highlight was web exclusive, so I wasn't able to get that, but I will definitely be getting it later on. That highlight looks really cool. I haven't tried the Extreme Frost formula. I really, really, really want to try it. I'm not going to get into that palette here, but I definitely want to do a video with it. I'm thinking of doing a video comparing it, like doing maybe like a 2-tone eye look, one with the Bloodlust palette and one with the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star Conspiracy palette. They're both really beautiful palettes, and Jeffree Star's formula is so buttery, so nice, so smooth. And I'm just going to go into this shade Nymph here, which is just like a metallic rose gold. I'm not going to wet my brush because I don't need to have this be like as intense in the inner corner. I just want it to pop a little bit. So this is the look so far. I am definitely digging it. I am, for the most part, done with the eyeshadow on the eyes. What I do is I want to go into my Tati Beauty eyeshadow palette. This palette is really pretty. This color scheme is a little bit not my favorite. It doesn't really excite me too much, but like the formulas in this are absolutely stunning. I don't think we necessarily need a whole row of sequin eyeshadows because they are like, they perform like mattes unless you really pack them on. But what I want to do here is play with the glitter. I'm also going to play with the metallic on my face of the Aura row, which is like that nice angelic light row. So I'm just going to take the glitter from the Aura row. You can see it swatched right there. These glitters are really pretty and smooth. I'm just going to pat a little bit over top of the center of my lid. And this glitter is really pretty because it kind of has like iridescent rainbowy shades in it. It's kind of like a taupe base color with like some iridescent rainbow glitters in it as well. It's super pretty. So that's what I have going now. I do think that that looks really pretty, and that was really easy. I'm gonna line my waterline with this LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner, and this is in the shade Fresh. I really like these. I just bought, like, rounded out the collection, so now I have all of these, which is really exciting. And they're really, really cheap, so that's good. And they're just about as good as, like, Colourpop, even like Urban Decay liners, and they have such cool colors. I really like LA Girl. So I am going to create a wing liner. I'm going to use the House Laboratories eyeliner in the shade Pump. This is just the black one. Man, my hair is like such a mess. Like, I don't know, like every time I try to like comb it back when I do a ponytail, like it doesn't want to stay, like the part kind of stays, so I just kind of left it. And I feel like it's just sticking up, and I tried to put like pins in it. It's like, I just want to do a simple ponytail. Like, my hair is ridiculous, and a lot of times I like to just get it blown out, but I can't do that all the time. It's just, I never really learned to manage my hair, which is weird because I'm not that young. Am I ever going to figure it out? Is it really that important? Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to put some mascara on. I have the Fenty Beauty mascara. I really like this mascara. I'm going to put on some lashes. These are the Violet Voss lashes in the style Just Slaying. I'm going to do that off camera, and I will be right back. So lashes are on. I really like this style. I'm going to go back into Cypress in the palette, and I'm just going to deepen up a little bit more on that outer corner. I am going to conceal under my eyes, and I am going to try a new product for me here, which is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. And this is in the shade Fair 20 Neutral. So yes, anybody like getting into any shows or any good movies or anything? I'm really liking the new High Fidelity show with Zoe Kravitz. That's a lot of fun. I think all the music references are really on point. The style is really on point. It's just really well done. So that is the concealer under my eyes. I think that looks pretty good. It's not incredibly high coverage, but it has decent coverage, and it looks really like lightweight and smooth under the eye, which I can really appreciate. So for foundation, I'm going to use the Pretty Fresh HA, I guess that's Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer, and I have the shade Fair 3W. I wasn't sure about this, picking out the shades, and I know like one of the shades I was kind of interested in of the moisturizer was out of stock, but I think this is a good match actually. I think this was the one I was going to go with anyway. I'm just always confused because I feel like my skin tone is either like neutral or cool. It's not necessarily warm, but a lot of times I do like warmer stuff on my skin. I don't think this is super warm. It's not really that yellow. I'm just adding another layer. That was decent coverage for the first layer, especially for a tinted moisturizer. I do really like the way this looks. It has a little bit of a dewiness to it, but not too much. And coverage is not too heavy. I definitely really prefer these days a tinted moisturizer or BB cream, or just something with lighter coverage. It's funny, when I first started getting into makeup, I used like a tinted moisturizer or BB cream, and then I got into foundations, and now I'm back where I started, just thinking I might know better, somewhere in the middle there. But I don't really like foundation so much because it's not like I don't really do a lot of super perfecting of the skin. Like, I'm not doing like a ton of contouring and stuff like that. So I just kind of want to smooth things out and give it a nice little glow, or, you know, satin or whatever kind of finish. Yeah, the coverage on this isn't super high, but that's kind of to be expected with a tinted moisturizer. I don't know how much you could build it up because I put 2 layers and I feel like I still see some redness and stuff like that, which is fine. It's kind of the coverage I like, much more natural. So I'm going to finish the eyeshadow on my lower lash line. I'm going to use the shade Genesis from the Chroma palette. And I'm going to use this Alamar Cosmetics pencil brush. This is just like a deep teal shade. I'm going to take this Morphe. This is kind of like a slightly tapered blending brush. This is the M506. I love this brush because it's really small. It's perfect for exactly this purpose. Like once I lay down some eyeshadow on the lower lash line with a pencil brush, I just kind of go in and blend it out. And this brush is small, so it's not going to bring the eyeshadow like all the way down. It's just going to like lightly blend it. Finish off the eyes with some more of the Fenty mascara on the lower lash line. So this is the completed eye look. I think that that looks really super pretty. It's nice and smoky. I like the pop of teal on the waterline and the glitter, and I feel like the Lime Crime shadows performed really well. So what else have I been watching or listening to? I really like the new Grimes album that just came out. Never really been a huge fan of hers, but it's just a really cool album. It's very electronic, some good beats. You know, the singing is pitched up, which I'm not crazy about, but not as much as she usually has it. It's a really good listen, and I want to keep getting into that album. It just gives like, it's very like inspiring to me, like this really artistic kind of music. For blush, I'm going to use the Butter blush from Physicians Formula, and this is in the shade Plum Rose. Had this for a while, but I haven't used it so much. And I'm using the Cossetti, this is the S130 blush brush. Oh, this butter stuff smells so good. It's just like coconuts and sunscreen. This blush is nice. It's like very subtle, but definitely there, easily blendable. I've also really been getting into podcasts, and I've been listening to Lena Dunham's podcast on Luminary called The C Word. It is so good. So good. It's funny, but it really makes you think, and it's just about pop culture. It's very cool. You get to hear some like behind the scenes stories of Lena's life. So it's kind of like the celebrity outlook, but like kind of really insightful in a way. I'm gonna set my T-zone. I'm gonna use the Jaclyn Cosmetics. This is the Do Me Luminous Powder. So this is like a kind of like a loose shimmery finishing powder kind of deal. Again, I did mention I do have Morphe stores. Actually, I have a couple of Morphe stores near me, so I was able to kind of like check this product out in person, and it's pretty nice. I actually also have the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Volume 2 palette they just came out with. I feel like her products, you know, are usually pretty decent. The whole lipstick situation was kind of a effed up one, but I think she handled it decently in terms of just giving everybody a refund and moving on from it. She gets a lot of flack, but I feel like that was, the lipstick thing was the only truly messed up launch she had. Everything else has just made a bigger deal out of like the smaller Morphe palettes, like eyeshadow quality, like that's, first of all, it's Morphe, and second of all, I feel like people make a bigger deal out of eyeshadow quality, like, than needs be. It's really just eyeshadows. So I'm just gonna put this under my eyes, and I'm using the Cossetti. This is a tapered powder brush, the S120. All right, so my T-zone is set. I like powders with a little bit of shimmer in them. I use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting, like the pressed powders also for this purpose to kind of set. I like the little bit of shimmer because it kind of cancels out the powderiness. I really don't like that powdery look on the face. A lot of times I'll go without even setting my face, but setting it definitely does kind of help longevity. So I do like something that's a little powdery, and I'm happy I finally have. I wish Hourglass would come out with like an ambient, like a shimmery loose powder, but I feel like this Jaclyn one is kind of similar to what I wish Hourglass would come out with. So that's pretty cool, and I think that that looks good. I am going to highlight my face, and I'm going to go back into the Tati Beauty palette. I'm going to go into the metallic version of Aura, which I think will make a nice little highlight shade. yeah, I think that worked out pretty nicely. It's not super intense as a highlight, but it definitely has a nice little metallic reflective sheen to it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of my favorite highlight at the moment, which is Lit by Milk Makeup. Their Flex highlighters, those are incredible. Lit is a little bit more intense, but still like a very similar tone, nice and metallic, smooth. And you know, that's like a highlighter, so it's definitely, you know, even smoother on the skin. It's just, but though that's just a phenomenal formula. I just didn't feel like looking for that. And I feel like I kind of wanted to play with this palette and try a little eyeshadow for highlight. And I think that that went pretty well. I'm gonna have a little more fun. I'm gonna go back into the glitter shade from the Aura row. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on the upper cheekbone, to make it a little more fairy dusty and fun. Yeah, that looks really pretty. I'm happy with that. This glitter is so nice. Like, I just want like a big ass single size of that glitter. I think that's the nicest thing in this palette. But, you know, I'm happy to have all these other colored glitters, and I'm really excited to see what palette she comes out with next. I know Tati's like a big fan of like purples, so I want to see her do like a bang up super purple, like, you know, like violet purples and eggplant purples and pastel purples, like this very same, you know, schema with like those colors in matte and smart, you know, sequin, metallic, and some purple glitters. I think that that would be a really good idea for her launch. I hope she does that second. I feel like she has to do that at some point. I've also been watching a lot of reality TV. I watched a ton of Vanderpump Rules. I've blown through almost 7 seasons at this point, probably in the matter of like 2 or 3 months. But it's like my new favorite reality show, so I don't even care. I love it. And I'm gonna finish off with lips. This is the Lime Crime Velveteen. This also launched with the Prelude collection. This is in the shade Virgo. And these are just the kind of lip colors that I really like. These kind of peachy, light nudes. This reminds me kind of Bleached, which is another Lime Crime Velveteen. I think this one's a little bit more pink and a little less peachy. A little bit lighter pink and less peachy than that one is, but so that is the lip. I'm gonna let that dry for a minute. So I'm gonna take a little risk here and finish off the look with a gloss, but I'm gonna use this gloss over here, which is one of the new shades of the NYX Butter Gloss. This is like my all-time favorite gloss formula. It's just fucking magical. And this is in the shade Blueberry Tart. So it's a little bit weird because it's like a cool tone blue, but I think it'll cool this down and give it a little bit of a weird otherworldly vibe, the lip look. Oh, it's pretty pigmented actually. I'll get that to work somehow. I'm just gonna set my face using the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultrafine Mist. This is the best product that Glow Recipe has, and it is probably the best setting spray I've ever used. It smells so good. It has such a fine mist. So this is the completed look. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and have a good one. Bye guys.